Hey everyone, this is Yami, your Latina next door. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I love all things DIY. On my channel, I share how I transform simple items into beautiful pieces of decor, as well as recreating high-end items for a whole lot less. I appreciate sewing my own pieces, as well as decorating for the seasons. Now and again, I'll share some fun shopping hauls. And with the help of my husband Nelson, also known as the Latino engineer, we share some pretty big transformations. So if you are into home decor and DIY inspiration and share my obsession with Dollar Tree, make sure to subscribe so we can share some candid moments and laughter along the way. So if you have been following us on Instagram, you've probably seen our stories and know that the Latino engineer has been working hard to get our floors finished. Alright, so right now we're getting the kids ready and we are about to go out to pick up my island. I'm excited about this.
Yo también.
I know. Elephant. Yes. Dragon. No. And caterpillar. Yes, you're right, Sally.
Órale.
So as I mentioned in our previous renovation update video, we will be adding an island to the kitchen. We found a local cabinet company that did it really fast and had great prices. And then in order to save even more, we're going to be installing this ourselves. This was our first time doing this, so we had to learn as we went. Okay, so right now we have already placed the cabinets for the island where we wanted to go. We marked it up, and right now the Latino engineer is actually going to drill a few holes because we have to put power to the island. He is putting outlets on either side so that my baking is a lot easier. So he's got the floor marked right over here.
Right, so that's the corner of the cabinet. And this is where we wanted to drill it and we lucked out because that is in between studs.
Perfect. So he's going to drill a hole there so that he can run the wire down into the basement and into the electrical box. And then we're going to be going up the bottom of the cabinet, and then we're going to be using this point of entry for the rest of the cabinets on either side.
So I'm just using a 1/2-inch wood drill bit. So you see how it looks a little bit different than some of the high-speed metal drill bits. This has a little tip in the front, that way
Hold on. It is not... There it is. There you go.
So it has this little tip so that way it catches into the wood, and then you just want to go slow whenever you're cutting into wood, especially since we have this hardwood floor. And what I did, wherever I was gonna drill the hole at, I just taped it up, that way it doesn't spall anything around it.
Is that a word? Spall?
Isn't it? Or I just made that up. Look at that, you can see right into our basement. See? It didn't spall.
Okay, so as you can see, this is the island cabinets that we ordered, and since we had to make sure that the island fit in a certain amount of space, hold on one second, let me turn around this way. Since we wanted it to fit in this area with an overhang for people to sit behind it, we needed to make it a certain amount of, width, and it needed to be 36 inches, I think is what it ended up being, right? 36?
Yes.
So since these are counter depth cabinets, these are 24. And then these needed to be another 12 inches, and they don't make base cabinets in 12-inch depths. So we actually have to use upper cabinets for this right here. So now the Latino engineer has to do what he does best, and that is
build stuff. So whenever you're putting cabinets back to back and one is different than the other size, you know, all you have to do is just build a base. And for this, the difference is 4.5 inches. So I have the wood. We're gonna build a box frame around it. It's 4.5 inches, and just make 2 different ones, nail them to the cabinets, and then we're done.
So here you see the island already installed, and there are the boxes that he was talking about. He used 2x6s and ripped them down to 2 by 4.5 pieces. That way he can get it the right height. And we used a couple of shims and stuff in order to get everything nice and level. But there you have the island. It is now installed, and I am so excited. Now we will be covering up that seam with shiplap, so you won't see that. If you look at this picture right here, you can see that the chandelier is not center over the island. However, that's going to change because once the island has the top, it's actually going to overhang on the left side for a seating area. And eventually, once that's added, it will all be centered with that light. And to give you an idea of what it's going to look like, here is an image that I found on Pinterest to give you a better idea of how that side of the island is going to look. If you know anything about table legs or countertop legs, they are very expensive, but we hope to be able to use some that we already have from a table that we currently own, and we're just going to pull them off of those and put it on the island, and hopefully it'll work and save us some money in the end. And here is another island with legs like this. And the sources for these images are in the description box below. And I am really excited because I do love how this looks. So here is our island again, and it is white, even though I am painting the rest of the cabinets in the kitchen a light gray. And that's totally fine because as you saw on the island in the previous picture, it was a different color as the rest of the kitchen, and I think it will go just fine, especially since it stands on its own. Now, one of the things that I love about this island is that I actually had them make me a pull-out bin for the recyclables that we have in our home. Right now, we put them on the counter, and that just drives me insane. So all of my recyclable materials will go in this cabinet, and it is a soft close. Now, these are what the cabinets look like on the other side, and as you can see right there, there's the hole that the Latino engineer drilled in order to run power up to the island and add some receptacles. Now, I know you guys like side by side, so this was what this area looked like a few months ago versus a few weeks ago, and now what it looks like today. I am so excited, and I am glad that we are finally seeing some light at the end of this tunnel. Now you all know that I love white kitchens. This will be the 3rd kitchen that I make over, and this was the kitchen previous to my last kitchen. As you can see, it was white, and this is my last kitchen in our last house, and again I transformed it to another beautiful white kitchen. However, this time I am doing something a little bit different, and I wanted to show what my inspiration was. Now, this is the mood board that I created for this kitchen when I was thinking of what I wanted to do with it. And it all started with that image that you see to the left, and I'll go ahead and link to it in the description box below in case you guys want to check it out. It is a beautiful light gray kitchen, and I fell in love with it the minute that I saw it. Now, if you want to learn how to create mood boards like this, I do have a video tutorial where I show you how to create this for whenever you want to design a space in your home without any kind of expensive software, and it's super easy to do. So I'll go ahead and link to that as well if you guys are interested. And yes, these are all the design elements that I want to incorporate in my new kitchen. I will include links to all the sources in my description box below, but I do want a beautiful and large chandelier above the island. I want to incorporate different textures like brick and beadboard. I'm also in love with those beautiful X-back chairs that I hope to have for my island. And I've always wanted a farmhouse sink, and I'm so looking forward to having one. Now, this kitchen, as you can see, has more of a cottage farmhouse feel. And I do think it's more appropriate since the size of the home is smaller than our last. However, all of the pieces and the color scheme are very flexible, and I can actually incorporate my coastal farmhouse decor just fine with this style as well. So I'm actually very happy that I get a little bit of both. So I'd love to know what you guys think of my mood board and what I have in store for our kitchen. And here are the handles that I chose for our cabinet pulls. It's a beautiful oil rub bronze. We got them at Home Depot, and they have this nice touch of copper on the edge. And I think it's just beautiful for that cottage farmhouse feel. And here is a sneak peek of our faucet. Have you guys ever seen such a beautiful faucet? Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this right now. It's not even funny. I cannot wait till this goes in. And check out the cute little sprayer. It's adorable. Oh my gosh, yeah. I love this thing. It's gonna be so pretty. Even the kids love it. And these just came in, and I'm really excited about these because ever since we moved in, I've been wanting to add more light to this house, especially the kitchen. These kits go right underneath the cabinets, and apparently it has hand wave activation, and I cannot wait to try that out. So even though we've gotten a lot of stuff done, there is still much left to do. And as you can see here, this was the last section of flooring that was done this weekend by the Latino engineer. He worked so hard, and now all our floors are finally done. So we can start editing our plywood floor series. There's a lot to cover on those floors, a lot of things we did, a lot of things we learned, some mistakes we made, but we're going to share all of it with you guys. We have been filming outside and using the drone, so stay tuned for an entire video just on the yard progress. I'm going to go ahead and link to our renovation series playlist in case you want to check out any of the previous videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, adios.